Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this another brand new day. I am sorry, no hamster today. It is late. It is 8:21 a.m., and I'm usually rendering my video by this time. But it was a very, very late morning. Usually I'm out of bed like 5:30, 6 o'clock, because I'm up from pain. Last night, I woke up around 3 or 4. Oh, my gut. Had to dash down to the bathroom, take care of business, but oh, my gut just hurt so bad afterward. It was terrible. I went back to bed, wide awake, until getting close to time to wake up. Then I fell asleep. So it was after 7 o'clock when I woke up, after falling asleep again. So it's late, and all my hamsters are asleeping. They're all perfectly okay. I've checked on most of them this morning. I haven't checked on Thigmo this morning. I haven't checked on Dr. Snurf. And little Saber here, she sleeps in her box. But everybody else, all 2 of them, I've seen this morning. They're sleeping. Little Gojira is sleeping. And little, I don't know why I want to keep calling him Dumpster when he's Dust Mop. The little Dust Mop down here is fine. And last night, before I went to bed, and it was a little bit late about that, I'll tell you why. I checked on them, I was picking them up, and they're all fine. Even little Thigmo underneath there is doing good, so that's definitely a good thing. But they're just sleeping today, so gotta let them go. Now, one thing I did learn, you can always learn new things. Just because you know a little bit doesn't mean you know a lot or everything. I know a fair amount about hamsters. I'm always learning more. I had always heard that it was the thing was they wanted to clean their cage once a week. Now, I don't clean their cages once a week. And in fact, I've tended to do more. Well, except I do it wrong. I'll explain. This person was explaining how the full clean, very stressful, and I've always worried about this, because when you clean out a hamster's cage and you give them full new bedding, they can't smell anything. So what you're supposed to do is keep a wad of the old bedding and you put it into the corner so that it's there. They've got their scent. They know the smell. That's too much. If you're going to do a full cage clean, don't do a full cage clean. Do a half cage. That way, they've still got their them-scented bedding and the new cleaner bedding. What you should do is to spot clean for horrible stuff, and which I do. And unfortunately, I've always tended to go for just put them into a thing, give them a new thing, and then just keep the corner. Now I'm just going to go for half cage cleans. And that's a good thing. Much less stressful for them, and that's very, very good. Now, one thing that has nothing to do with anything, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. I've lost a lot of bone here on this side ever since I had my teeth yanked.
Death is silent, painless. I didn't know what happened. I was suddenly standing above my body.
And I've lost bone on this side and this side. Mostly when they chunked it out, because to get some of my teeth out, they had to actually chunk out portions of my skull so that they could get the tooth to come out. But when you lose your teeth, you lose a lot of bone mass too. Your jaw is one of the most stressed bone pieces, bone sets in your body. Which if I can remember, I'll talk about why turn of the century they had a thing, phossy jaw, where people's jaws were literally coming apart in their bodies, and I'll tell you why. But the jaw is one of the most stressed parts of your body. When your muscles and bones are stressed, they bulk up. They don't get weaker under normal circumstances, unless you have something like phossy jaw, but they don't get weaker, they get stronger and bulkier. Now, when those stresses stop, like when you can't chew everything all the time anymore, the muscles debulk and the bone debulks. And right now, because of the fact that these are broken, and repaired, but they have broken once, and so they are weak on the fault line, and they don't fit because I don't have any money to get them relined. I have to chew super, super softly and super carefully so I don't break them again. Which means there's even less stress on my jaw and even less stress on my muscles. So the muscles are going to continue to debulk and the bone will continue to debulk because no stress. What do you need the bone and the muscle for? So joy, that's wonderful. So I've been watching the loss of bone here. You know, this side is definitely more shrunken from this side. Boy, this is still a moderately straight line, but I can even feel it sink in and there's spots. Ugh, that's bad. Boy, I wonder if I'm dying of bone cancer. Hopefully not. There's a big divot in my jaw right there. I mean, hokey smokes, did they really have to chunk out that much bone? There's not much bone left there. Ugh. Anyway, phossy jaw, real quick. Back when they made matches, it was cheaper to use white phosphorus instead of red phosphorus by like a penny or so. And so they made matches out of white phosphorus. Well, white phosphorus, when it's inhaled into the human body, like attaches to your bones and starts melting them and leaching them away. And it tends to accumulate in those parts of the body, those bones that have the most stressors on them. And so 100 and some odd years ago, people would suffer from phossy jaw, which was their jaws were literally disintegrating in their heads. It was extremely painful, horribly painful. And people would like wear straps of cloth around their head to hold their jaw up because it was too painful for them to use their muscles to do so. It was horrible, a terrible way to die. But all these people were dying because it was cheaper to use white phosphorus than red phosphorus when you made matches, by a penny or two. And a penny is a lot of money over time. So it was cheaper to have your workforce constantly dying of white phosphorus than it was to not use white phosphorus. And so all the people died until eventually there was enough of an uproar that the people said, okay, and they started making matches with red phosphorus. Red phosphorus doesn't do any of that. Immediately everyone started to get better, and people that were having, well, those people that had the issues were already doomed. But there was no more phossy jaw from white phosphorus because they switched. Thumbs up. So that sort of thing happens all the time. Yay! And I was just thinking about that because, boy, that's a lot of bone loss right in there. Hokey smokes. I mean, like I said, that's a huge divot. I should probably ask my primary care provider about that. Hokey smokes, because I don't want my jaw to break. That would be terrible. Apparently, it's one of the most painful things that you can have happen, and many people have committed suicide after having their jaws break because it is just so painful. So, yay, definitely a thumbs up. On the other hand, non-depressingly, I did go walkies last night, late. It was 9:30 at night. Excuse me. And I decided to go out for walkies. At first, I was unsure if it was just going to be downtown or if it was going to be a full all the way to Walmart and back. But I walked to Walmart, and so that's a good thing. I made the 6-mile round trip. Definitely a good thing. My body loved it. My knees were hurting, but they were not in agony. Good Lord. Hopefully that's done it for at least a little while. My knees were hurting, but they were not in agony like they have been. Now I'm still trying to do squats. I can't do the deep ones because my knees die. But instead I'm like just dipping down about 6 to 8 inches. It still uses your muscles, It still engages all of your stuff, just not as much, not as tightly, not as big a workout. But there's a little bit, and that's good, isn't it? I'm still keeping my back straight and still doing all the things you're supposed to. It's just, I'm hopefully not going to kill my knees. Because I zoomed and boomed there and zoomed and boomed back. And like I said, the last mile was kind of rough. But that's always the way it is. I mean, the last couple of times when I was doing squats, I was walking up there 1 or 2 miles into it, and I'm thinking to myself, am I going to be able to do this? But this time it was like mile 5 out of 6 that my knees were starting to hurt. So the mild squats seems to be a smart idea, as well as just plain exercising. So definitely a good thing. One of the reasons why my 2 housemates, a couple, have a master bedroom with a bathroom off of it. I'm glad I actually don't have that. I don't need that. I don't need something like that. I have snacks and stuff that I will keep up here so I don't have to go downstairs and eat something, as it takes time to make actual food. And there's times I just don't want to take the time to make actual food. So I've got stuff to eat that I'll have up here. Same with drinks. I have drinks that are up here so I don't have to go anywhere else to get them. They're just right here. If I had a bathroom, good Lord, my sincere apologies. If I had a bathroom right off of here, I'd never leave the room. And that would be bad. I mean, number one, I need to get up and go places. So having my bathroom downstairs gets me going up and downstairs many, many, many times a day. And that was a terrible sound. That was my dentures making me make farting noises there. My apologies. I'm probably the only one that heard it, but I heard it pretty loud. Where I'm going up and down the stairs several times a day. And that is very, very healthy. You want to do things like that. That's why when I go to, my sincere apologies. Good Lord. When I go to the VA, it is like 5 stories, which isn't much, but for the area that I live in, that's, not bad. Even though, it's 30, 40 miles away. But what I'm saying is, it's a several-story building. Back when my wife was alive, before I was taking cannabis, I had to use the elevator. Ever since I started taking cannabis and started walking, I've been taking the stairs. And so now when I go to places like the VA and such, I just immediately start going on stairs. I don't even think about going on the elevator unless I'm carrying something bulky and huge, or I'm really hurting or something like that. Elsewise, it's keep the cardio system working and working well, so that's a good thing. But yeah, so I need to have a place that's why when I move out of here, I've even thought, a studio would be okay, but studios are I've lived in a studio apartment, and they're weird because, everything is just one big room. Not your bathroom part of that. There's door off to the bathroom, but past that, you don't go into the separate room for the living room. It's all just one big room. And I've lived in a couple of those, and they're different. It's kind of nice to have things separated because as a human mind is good and likes to compartmentalize. And so we need things blocked off, and having everything in one big studio apartment is very difficult to get it blocked off in your head. Even when my wife and I were living in an adult family home after she had her heart surgery. Hello, Moth, there in the background. After she had her heart surgery, she had plans to have curtains dangling, to have areas blocked off so that they would be a specific section. We never stayed there long enough to get anything like that done, but at least there were plans for compartmentalizing. Just as a real quick one, there's a big orb spider up on the wall up there, just right by the window, came in last night apparently. It's one of those spiders that it looks spiky, like, it's a branch, and it's got the coloration that's, it's an outside spider. It's an outside spider. It's not one of those orb weavers you'll find in a corner inside your house where, you know, aside from it being a spider, it doesn't look really out of place. But that one is it needs to be outside because its camouflage that's where it works. So it is an outside spider, and it's up there, and it's big and scary looking. So as long as it stays up there, that's fine. That's fine. Again, I don't mind, but spiders live here too, and they need to eat. So definitely a thumbs up on that. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments on my community tab. I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people for having left me a comment. Yes, I talk with my hands. My hand movements mean nothing. It is largely just because this hand especially was paralyzed for like 2 years. And the fact that I can move it and have the muscles may have feelings of movement and stress is just such a nice feeling. So I especially do that, and then I use this hand to do it too because I like symmetry. I mirror my movements. So, comments, yes. It's 20 to 25 because even though I'm counting American Sign Language on the fingers of this hand with my depression, fibromyalgia, and more, if I mispronounce a username, no disrespect is intended, and I'm not reading the comments right now. I'm going to read them afterward. Right now, I'm just thanking you for having left a comment, good, bad, or indifferent. You took the time to leave a comment. Thank you very much. So, calling up my crone, we have Norwal, thank you very, very much. Enstein00, greatly appreciated. Paladin Walliam, thumbs up. Ghost 500E, thumbs up and thank you. Random Videos Official, greatly appreciated. Ankit Amar Kashyap, I bet I'm nowhere close, but thank you very, very much. Admiral Bulldog, thank you very, very much. And then we have Monofolk GD, greatly appreciated. John No, 3 N's. 243, thumbs up and thank you. Serenity Brunette, greatly appreciated. Mason Meme, thumbs up and thank you. Ice Damon, greatly appreciated. Confused Owl 29, thumbs up and thank you much. And Batman, thumbs up and thank you. Denial, greatly appreciated. Fake Shwaracha, thumbs up and thank you very much. Kathy Kitscat, greatly appreciated. And we have thumbs up and thank you. Sebastian Ferris, greatly appreciated. Tara Rain, thumbs up and thank you very much. Dinuth Madhushanka, I bet I'm nowhere close, but thank you very much. Azure, and then it's either kanji or katakana, I'm not sure, but there's Japanese, looks like letters. If it's Japanese, it's one of those two. If it's not, then I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be insulting. Kieran Slipknot fan, thumbs up and thank you very much. Krythos, and then I can't tell if that's letters or a symbol, but thank you very, very much. And Daddy Derek Ali, greatly appreciated, each and every one of you. You get me out of my head, into the world, dealing with real people, and yeah, my arm still hurts. I still haven't had the time or money to be able to go to the VA to get that checked to see if I tore a rotator cuff or something. It hurts less over time. You know, it used to really be bad, but now it just hurts a little bit, and it's getting better slowly. So by the time I can afford it, it probably won't hurt anymore. And if you could check out my various links, I have Twitter, Facebook, GoFundMe, Patreon.com, NearlySeniorCitizen.com. If you could donate to my GoFundMe campaign or become a Patreon.com patron like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be beautiful and awesome. I've lost almost $200 worth of Patreon.com patronage, so ouch. But if you cannot donate, or you simply do not donate, I do take all good wishes and deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest, so thank you very, very much. It is appreciated. If you could toss me a like, I do appreciate all the positive validation for my existence. Definitely a thumbs up. And if you could subscribe to the channel and make sure to hit that bell, or YouTube is going to continue burying my channel, that would be very awesome. I would understand if you did not wish to, but if you are down with it, I will do my very best to keep you entertained from now until the literal end of time. I will never try to make anyone feel bad for ever withdrawing their Patreon patronage. I change over time. Other people change over time. Our economy is changing over time. For people to withdraw their patronage, I will never shame you for that. I will miss it, and it hurts, and it makes me wonder if I'm going to be able to pay my rent next month, especially with everything happening. But feel no shame. You have to do what you have to do, and I understand. People change, times change, economics change. It happens. Thank you for having been a patreon.com patron. So thumbs up and thank you all. Well, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you all on the flip side. Good Lord. And that is a very good thing. So take care, and hopefully you don't have to clear your throat as often as I do.